APNU, 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 I gotta hear ya, APNU, APNU, let me hear ya, APNU, gotta hear ya, APNU, 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 let me hear ya, APNU, gotta hear ya. Yeah, man. Hi. APNU, 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 APNU. Yeah, man. That's it. Yeah, man. APNU. Hi. They got the only candidate to support the local government election. We need to support 2025 to take back the country. Not just one day, I know. One people, one nation, one destiny. Yeah, man. Hey, jump it up. Jump it up. There's nowhere, there's a mission nowhere you get. There's nowhere, there's a mission now. Hey! I want to see the great grandfather. Carry on the river, I am my watching. Young neighbor, look at your dog. They don't even choose. Young neighbor, look at me, but I am my watching. Young neighbor, look at me, but I am my watching. Young neighbor, we are always all APNU supporters. Africa, who you do? Africa, tell me how you feeling, Africa. Who you do? Africa, tell me how you feeling, Africa. Who you do? Africa, that's how I do, Africa. Who you do? Africa, that's how I do, Africa. Who you do? Africa, tell me how you feeling, Africa. Who you do? Africa, tell me how you feeling, Africa. Me above my phone, Africa. Me above my plane, Africa. It's me my pickle, Africa. Always me at the wall, Africa. Me above my phone, Africa. Me above my plane. Everyone on the roadside, me bicycle up on the tarmac. Even if me at the wall, me run up the family up on the tarmac. Africa. If me say the bridge up, up on the tarmac. Who you do, Africa? Tell me how you feeling, Africa. Who you do, Africa? Tell me how you feeling. Please come for the tarmac right now. Please come for the tarmac right now. One place is special song right now. Let's like Pussy. If you're the Pussy, come on, let's come for the tarmac. Let's get on the tarmac. After road, come for the tarmac right now. show the flags. Please don't block the camera. Please stay in the middle. And don't block the camera. Please. Okay. It's sorry! I'm the Barbies and Gates. I want my man bringing this one to you live. Remember, that it's our vibes. Make it way up the Barbies for the season. Everyone who's coming in, that's why I make it way up the Barbies, right? Invasion, let's do this. I'm going to put the timer going now. Put the timer. Put the timer. Put the timer. Everybody know. Move around. Everybody move around. Move around. Move around. Take some big. Take some big. Take some big. Take some big. All right, you got to play one song. One special song, then we get back to the party. Everybody sing. One family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. So one family, sing the thing. One family, let me go again. One family, sing the Stop up slow! Stop up slow! We've returned here once again to say thanks to the Most High to see us through the last year of government elections. We know it's been some trying times, but we got to give the Most High praise and thanks to see us and to see us victoriously. We started a campaign saying Johnson is not for sale, and that we're going to be stronger together. And we saw that playing out. We won 19 of the 36 at City Hall. All of us deserve a round of applause. You, the residents of Georgetown, have sent a message to the PPP to Jagnon and Kamal that Georgetown is not for sale. We're not giving up on our right, and we promise that we're going to represent you adequately at City Hall. Tonight, you're going to hear from a number of speakers. Most of them coming to tell you about our plans for Georgetown, what we're going to do to develop Georgetown, to make Georgetown economically viable so that we don't have to depend on central government for the functioning of Georgetown. We're going to return Georgetown to the Garden City. We promised that in our campaign, and we're going to deliver that to you. Most of the speakers tonight, I said, are going to come to share some of those plans with you. I don't want to stand between you and the speakers, so I'm going to invite the very first speaker to speak to come to the mic tonight. He's a young man who has
by saying that we've returned here to give thanks to the Most High for seeing us through the recently concluded local government elections. I was just reminded by my colleagues that saying thanks wasn't enough. We need to open with a word of prayer. So at this point, I want to invite the Vice Chairman of the PMCI, Ms. Elizabeth Lyles Williams, to come and open up for the word of prayer. Let me know to the Vice Chairman of the party. She's somewhere in the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice Chairman of the PMCI.
God is good, God is good, God is good. God is good, God is good. God is good. What I'm seeing from up here. Georgetown, you have spoken. You listened to the voice of God and you voted resoundingly. You never wavered in your commitment to honesty, integrity, and upholding one people, one nation, one destiny. And so tonight we got to return praises and thanks to the Most High. Because as the scripture said, if it had not been for the Lord who was on our side, where could we have been? Father and our God, tonight we want to thank you. We want to thank you, Lord, for this resounding victory. We want to thank you, Lord, for bringing the people out, speaking to their hearts. Continue, God, to bless, oh God, our country. Continue to bless this, oh God, city. Raise up, continue to raise up great leaders, my God. Father, even as we elected a mayor, even as we voted a mayor, give him the wisdom and the understanding, Lord, to lead this city into greater things. God bless Georgetown. Open the eyes of our youths. Open the eyes of our seniors. Lord, I thank you, Lord, that you will continue to do that which you alone can do. Lord, and I decree a favor upon this our land. God be praised.
Amen. Okay, now I'd like to call the first speaker to the mic. Who's very passionate about the development of Georgetown, who's run a campaign, Roots campaign, very hard in the last local government election, telling you about how we can develop by developing our human capacity. He's still very passionate. He's still going to be around working with us, helping us to develop Georgetown. I want to call to the microphone Mr. Philip Drayton.
Yeah, yeah!
Georgetown! Goodbye, Georgetown! Georgetown is weird! Georgetown is not for what? It is not for what? Never was and never will be. Family, comrades, members of Georgetown, I want to say thank you. I want you guys to recognize and understand that Georgetown was under our umbrella for over 50 years. And last month at June 12th, you, members of Georgetown, ensure that it remains under our umbrella. That is our round of applause. I want to thank you guys because a couple weeks ago, I see Jack V on social media begging for Georgetown, give you a chance. And I want you guys to recognize and understand that that could have never been a reality with all the quote-unquote red wave that we've seen on social media, the political optics that they were playing, I call them red and it's not red waves. It was never a reality because the support was always under the umbrellas of the APNU. Because you, members of Georgetown, recognize and understand that you cannot be bought. You didn't give in, you didn't bend a knee to that 10,000 and that box of cocoa. You didn't give in to that red jersey. Well, even if you come to me, I would take the money. I won't play. I will take that money because I know that when I walked into that booth last month, that my ex was going where it matters the most. Under the what? Under the what? Just take a look at it. I want you guys to know that the cup is irrelevant. We are always number one and always will be, because in order for a cup to have any type of relevance, you need a palm, you need a hand to hold it. What? We are always dominant and we will remain that way. I want to thank you guys, you know why? Because the manipulative behavior patterns that was implemented by the People Progressive Party, you guys see right through it. I want to thank you guys to ensure that the youths have a future in this country, because you didn't make noise on social media. You didn't come out and say, hey, what we got is clap. Look at our support. Look at what's happening with the red wave. You didn't even move. You stand resolute, because the greatest noise in existence is silence. And last month, at June 12th, when you guys walk into that booth, you did an introspection and recognize where true development will happen. It will happen under the umbrellas of the APNU. So you've ensured, you've let the rest of this great nation know that you stood resolute, you stood firm, you recognize and understand where exactly your future are the persons who will truly represent the issues and the situations and circumstances you face in your constituency. You know exactly what's going on. If we're going to do what is necessary. So I want to say thank you. Also, you let the People Progressive Party know that we big and we got sense. You can't fool we. Don't feel come around and manipulate me. We know exactly what are the tricks that are being played, because what the government was doing is to withhold finances from the various municipalities to make it look like the councillors, the sitting councillors wasn't doing anything. That is the manipulative patterns of the People Progressive Party, and they take that same finances and they want to implement it in various constituencies. In the ghettos, in Tiger Bay and Almaistom and various other places, because in their humble opinion, all we could do is clean water. All we could do is pick up trash from the roads. And I want the members of the Ghana police force who are present here, who are our comrades too as well, that you are not vying of these actions, because this government that you clean in the streets too. I want you guys to understand that it stops now. Because regardless, we're going to demand what is necessary for Georgetown to be recognized as the hub of not just this great nation, but we're going to set a real good example of what the future can look like in a beautiful and diverse way. And this is what we're going to do it. And we can't do it we alone. We need the support of you, the members of society. This is a good relationship. A job here to play to come between we. This is a real good relationship, and it's going to prosper because we have done the groundwork, comrades. We've walked the streets in various communities. We've listened to the noise. We've listened to certain red ants walking in certain places. But most importantly, we've paid keen attention to your concerns and situations. And we've recognized that a lot has to be done to ensure that we move together collectively. Make no mistakes about it, comrades. I want you guys to understand that we are on the verge of a real economic development. But what is happening in various constituencies when we've walked the ground, we've realized that there are certain streets that are well done. Big infrastructure buildings are going up, but the quality of the lives of the people living in that constituency, nothing is happening. So what we need to do is ensure that human capacity development and economic development is happening simultaneously. I don't want to hijack this meeting. I just want to say thank you, comrades, because Georgetown is real and it will remain that way. And we have elected councillors who are very open-minded, willing, and going to do what is necessary to ensure become 2025, that this is going to be implemented show Diana, and we're going to go back into power. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Philip Drayton, very promising politician. Look out for him in the future. The PPP is afraid of him. Moving on to the second speaker. She also is very passionate about development. For those of you who know her, know her whole life, she's been working to see youth develop, especially in the area of sports. She's a teacher by profession. She is the deputy mayor-elect of Georgetown. She's going to be our next deputy mayor. I'm pleased to say that we're from the same constituency, my neighbor, Miss Denise Miller.
Georgetown, make some noise! Georgetown, give yourself a round of applause! Georgetown, your next mayor-elect is standing here with you tonight. This evening, I'm here to show my appreciation. I want to say a big thank you for every constituency in Georgetown. You have sent a message, a song message. You have said to the government where your loyalty lies. And so this evening, as we are here to say thanks, and in my capacity as the deputy mayor-elect, I want to say a few things to you on a very serious note. We are aware that it's not an easy task. We are rejoicing right now, and it's okay for us to rejoice and have a joy time because you have worked and you have delivered Georgetown to us. But I want you to understand that the task before us is very serious. And without you, we cannot be the next government. And so we have to do some work. And tonight I want to tell my vendors a special big up. Starbucks vendors! Never raise your hands! Make some noise! I want to say to my vendors, I want to speak specially to you. If you look around your environment, you will see it's not one that I know you and I appreciate it, but we can do better. And I want to remind you that as a people, our ancestors pulled resources and they bought villages. And you, my vendors, we will pull our resources and clean our environment. Our 10th task is for us to come out and show that we have the cooperative effort to work together. And so, as soon as I'm swearing, whenever that be, we will come out here and we will show this government, this installed government, regardless of what you do, regardless of how you may try to stymie the work of the council, there are certain things where so we don't want to let everything up to the back because we have some plans. And so I ask you this evening, my brothers and sisters, fellow Guyanese, as we enjoy this moment of victory, as we enjoy this celebratory moment, I want to tell you the task ahead is not world victory. The other victory is yet to come, and that victory is 2025. I hear you. The other victory is I want to remind you, I want you to understand that the work for 2025 starts now. Boots on the ground. We will be working door
Deputy Mayor-elect Dennis Miller. Comrades, you heard from the Deputy Mayor-elect. It is only fair that they allow me to hear from the Mayor-elect. He's the former Deputy Mayor of Georgetown. He's the current Vice Chairman of the Georgetown District. I would like to call to the microphone Mr. Alfred Mentor, Mayor-elect of Georgetown. Let me get some music. There's some mercy shall fall away. All the days of my life. My brothers and sisters. Hello? Hello? My brothers and sisters, I greet you in the name of the APNU. Long live the APNU. I must thank the leadership of the APNU, or the leadership of the APNU, for reposing the confidence in me and the honor of me to be able to serve as your mayor of this wonderful city. I'm very grateful to the leadership of the party to be able to repose that confidence in me, to be able to lead my bunch of councillors, our bunch of councillors, the councillors that you elected at the last local government elections. I must take this opportunity to say that it wasn't an easy task. I do not envisage a very easy task there as well at the council. But I will do whatever I can do within my powers, with the other help of the other councillors, to be able to deliver and to deliver the work, deliver the services, and to deliver to you, the people of the citizenry, who repose that confidence in us to be able to serve you. We all know the elections itself, the campaign itself was one that was like a national campaign. You all would agree with that, I admit. However, the PPP, with all the resources that they had, all the propaganda, the media, all the other resources, and they were able to come into the various communities and put monies in people's hands. We know what happened with that. You people collected their monies and voted differently. My brothers and sisters, our strongholds is not something that we take lightly. Our strongholds are people there that know what they're about. Our strongholds are communities that we do not put situations up to negotiate. As one of my colleagues just said here, Georgetown is never for sale and will never be for sale. So these elections, as I said, even though the elections was on June the 12th, our campaign started with Troy Galloway and many of us in the various campaign groups walking the streets
walking the alleyway, knocking door to door to be able to inform our comrades and our people what the people is about, the one of the city. Being allowed that, we came out in our numbers on June the 12th and delivered us a victory. It is not too much to ask. Could I please ask you to give a strong round of applause to the citizens of this city who delivered us a win, a success, one that we really and truly admire. We must never also discount our leader. I'm not seeing him. Where is he? We must never discount our leader. I, like you, am very proud of him. He, with all the internal and external forces who wanted him not to contest these elections, he stood the test of time, put strategic situations into play, and caused us to be here, and caused me and other councillors to be standing here today. People forget that this man was a big professor, a person who understands politics, a person who worked within the Foreign Affairs Ministry of this country in the years under some very serious people like Rashid Jackson and others. So he knows about politics, he knows about strategy, he knows about situations, and he is the one who led us into these elections and led us successful. Could you please give him a strong round of applause and show him the love that he deserves? Our leader not seeing any indication. All right. Coming to this is the middle ground, and I want you guys to understand this. We won these elections, but we mustn't go fall asleep now. We gotta remain vigilant. We gotta remain steadfast to the cause and know what we have to do, because from these elections here, we're talking now national elections. But you know we ain't going to the elections with a list that they got. So we first have to ensure that that list is clean. We also have to ensure that persons who are being, we have a registration period going on right now. We got to ensure those persons are registered. We have to ensure certain things are put in place. But regardless of whatever happens, we have to ensure that that list is clean. That what they call it? What we using? Not Marvex or one of them things. But we gotta be using something to ensure that that list is properly clean, so that we can have real biometrics set up, so that these people can come and try to steal no elections on us. The next elections will be the elections of all elections. And we have to put systems in place to be able to protect those elections with all of our lives. So I expect all the persons here, I expect those persons that are listening in the various platforms to be able to be vigilant. We want to continue to stay focused on this particular time. We want you to remain grounded. We don't want you to get complacent and go to sleep and they don't win this local government thing here. We can go. We want everyone to remain steadfast to the cause. We will continue to agitate like we do. We will continue to ask questions like we do, and we will continue to do certain things like we did in the last local government election, to be able to remain as vigilant as possible, so that we could be ready whenever the bell they bang. We must be able to be ready to be able to deliver, like we delivered in Georgetown, like we delivered in Linden, and like we delivered in New Amsterdam. If one should count the votes that we acquired in these local government elections as compared to all them little areas that the PPP said they win, the total votes between these three major areas and the votes that they get in general, we have surpassed them by thousands. So we have to understand that this false win or this NEC thing that they're talking about will always be that. We own and control the major city and other major towns of this country. So to close, I would like to say, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. For us to be able to have plans, as you say, for Georgetown, one must also engage the various councillors and various constituency councillors. I, Alfred Mentor, the mayor of the city of Georgetown, is just one person among 30 others or 29 others. And it's important and necessary that I am able to engage with those persons, understand the various self-needs of the various constituency councils. I don't know all the different areas and all the kinks that we have in the various constituencies, but I will need to get that information from my councillors, the wider council as a whole, and be able to then dovetail a plan that I will put in place so that we can be able to execute it. So I don't want to prematurely make a decision on behalf of my councillors. I respect their views, I respect their positions, and they have won their constituency, and I have to be able to listen to them. So I accept your question, comrade. So I say, without further ado, that I would first of all like to thank God for this win. Thank the councillors themselves for the support. Thank the Georgetown district for working with me working with them, and especially young Troy Garaway, aka Shaka, who has been a guiding light in the overall administration of the district. And I will also want to work with those councillors in a fashion, like I said to you just now, so that we can be able to determine the various situations, understand what is really going on, and when the central government, who has suggested that it will extend an olive branch not only to the city, but to other towns and so on, we will hold them to that word. But if they don't, God forbid if they don't, we have plans in place that we will discuss internally to be able to bring the necessary resources to the people. Even if we have to move wide and far and do what we have to do to be able to generate those resources so that we can bring the services and the felt needs and to remedy the various situations in the various parts of Georgetown, we will so do. We will work as hard as possible, as long as possible, and put our shoulders to the wheel to be able to deliver our plans to the people and the citizenry of Georgetown. So long live APNU! Long live the city of Georgetown! Long live the Republic of Ireland! I just want to ask you to bear with us for a minute or two. You heard me Deputy Chairman feedback the technicians want a minute so that we can remedy that. So just bear with us for a minute.
It's sorry! I'm the Barbies Invasion, one man bringing this one to you live. Remember to tell it our vibes. Make your way up to Barbies for the season. Everyone who's coming in, let's go and make your way up to Barbies, right? Invasion, let's do this. night tonight. We go have a fine time. All night tonight. All night tomorrow night. There we go. All of we are one generation nation, we are them. All of we are one generation nation, we are them. All of we are one generation nation, we are. All of we are one generation. Open the door. Open the door, let it all be. All of we are one family. Open the door, let it all be. All of we are one family. Open the door, let it all be. All of we are one family. Open the door, let it all be. All of we, everybody sing. One family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family. Let me go again. One family, sing the thing. No, one family, sing the thing. One family, sing the thing. No, one family. Open the door, let it all be. All of we are one family. Open the door, let it all be. All of we are one family. Open the door, let it all be. All of we are one family. Open the door, let it all be. Check, check, check. Yeah. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah. Check one. All of we are one family. Open the door, let it all be. Check. Check one. Africa. Check one. Africa. Check one. I want to see me great grandfather. Let me go. We are going now to Africa. I want to see the great grandfather. Everyone, remember coming, my country. Remember coming, daddy country. Remember coming, my country. Remember coming, my test. Georgetown is beyond. Georgetown is not for sale. And as the comrade rightly said, this is not rent to close. Fabric Square. Okay, so tonight's meeting is not all about speeches and promises and plans that we have for Georgetown. We also have some entertainment for you. I want to call 3 promising artists, 3 young men who are very versed in the entertainment sector in Guyana to bring you some entertainment. They are Zambi, aka Bling Ross, Gadai King, and Ilambi from the famous Firstborn. I want to call these 3 young men to the stage to entertain you. Please give them a round of applause as they come to entertain you tonight. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 2, 2. Right there, 1, 2, 2, 2. Yeah. Check. Check. Yeah. 1, 2, 2. Check. Yeah. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Right there, 1, 2, 2. Check.
Yeah. First, me have to say good night. Big up all my guy and his people. Devil and me name AK Big Rat. As we say, it's we own. Guy in his way. It's we own. Alright, I'm going to do music myself. Big up all my guy and his people them. Same way. See, you don't know how the thing go. Run it. No one want to listen to me clearly. A devil and me name. A guy in the way from. Want to listen to me. How we go? What I say? I know we born and go. Good things. But GT what me know. We done bless with Eldorado. And this is something we want the whole world to know. I know we born and go. Good things. But GT what we know. We done bless with Eldorado. And this is something we want. Pull it up. Remember say, no one wanna listen to you know. Just listen to me argument clean. Run it by you. I said, let me there. Big up all the Chinese people them. Near and far. If it's a party, you welcome stay away. Alright. I know we born and go. Good things, but GT what we know. We done blessed with Eldorado. And this is something we want the whole world to know. I know we born and go. Good things, but GT what we know. We done blessed with Eldorado. And this is something we want the whole world to know. Alright, kind is a country of three countries. Let the people them a war and more. When you talk about water, kind of get the blessing. Cause the highest water fall in the interior. Where the culture come from and support the area. Where the food from and stuff right up a manja. If you talk about life in the couple just up the league. And the biggest power in a them thing we go be. Cause you know we born and go. Good things, but GT what we know. We don't bless with Eldorado. And this is something we want the whole world. Sing with me again. Guyana we born and go. Good things, but GT what we know. We don't bless with Eldorado. And this is something. Why would you listen to me now? We are the talk of the tongue. The highest wooden building now we are locking down. And for this square, we can take you around. You want to go on a tour, fight again. You want to go to a beach or you want to go in them. Take you on a cruise ship, straight over let them. The mount of good to see, yes, you are your them. You see now, Guyana be them. Alright, Guyana we born and go. Okay, but you are we know. Yeah, Guyana, a devil and many AK playing rap. So big up all who there say me. Good night to my people. Yeah. Black lives matters. No matter where you go, no matter where you say, Black lives matters. Ethiopia is my birthland. Give me the warriors, no man. Let's go now. Greetings in the name of the Most High Emperor Haile Selassie I Jah. Rastafari. Let your rise and all enemies scatter. You don't know it go. Now welcome to my beautiful country. Yeah. Guyana is the place to be if you want to feel high. Guyana is the place to be. Welcome to my country. Guyana is the place to be if you want to feel high. Run it! What is the warrior? Stay there, y'all. Stay strong, Daddy Gideon. Stop your pocket. Everyone, y'all. true warriors. Somebody say pull up. One there. One there. If you feel highly, say highly. Hold on. Stop it. Stop it. You know, as a Guyanese artist, when you pass and you see crowd like this and you see sound system string up, and you know, so you could come and do something, you got to come and show your talent, right? If you are feeling highly, say highly. Say highly. Say go on, the other king. Run it. What is the warrior? Stay there, yeah. Stay strong, not the Gideon. You could forget to use them. Don't give up. You already know. Them warriors, 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 and true warriors, and true warriors in my kingdom, no way. True warriors, nobody can lead them, I say. True warriors, see what they don't play. True warriors, you ready to anyway. True warriors in my kingdom, no way. True warriors, nobody can lead them, I say. True warriors, see what they don't play. True warriors. You get it? All right. Hungry days got me. The food me a saga. The clothes got me call me raga. Hard clean man a warrior. Come believe me in a cholera. Nah, righteousness is a procedure. So many questions, but when you did answer, so I see I'm a father. So a true warriors in my kingdom now. True warriors, nobody can lead them. True warriors, see what's the true. Listen, say give thanks to life. Cause no people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. Just remember to always pray on your way. Give thanks to life. Cause no people no live to see this day. Give thanks to life. Just remember to always pray on your way. Listen, oh what a beautiful morning. The sun is shining, and the children are going to school, and the parents are going to work. Yeah, what a beautiful morning! To feel the breeze is blowing, the blue saki and the kiss baby, the 6 o'clock teas. I heard you singing out, 'cause life is the greatest gift that you ever give to mankind. Some people say life on, but we say life while, yeah. You thanks and praise for the mighty rising. Don't give up, my brother. Don't give in, my sisters. Give thanks and praise every day. Everybody give thanks to life. Because I know people, not all the widows are there. Put your hand in your ear, sir. Put your hand in your ear, sir. You know that? Listen. All right then. Yesterday was with us.
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you, so call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
In this world of hate, there is poverty, shame, and disgrace. There be no more existence of the human race if we don't go along our haze. Yeah. Read them up. Watch today. Empty barrel make the most noise. Listen. What you tell them, man? All the people ever know so that you real from foundation. This one is for you. Hey, tell them. The greatest business in the line of business is to mind your own damn business. And if you pull up, how you feeling? If you know you feel I will just wave something. Wave your flag, wave something I represent. Where you come from, you see? The greatest business in the line of business is to mind your own damn business. And if you don't have a business of your own, make it your duty to leave mine alone. You go long until you keep calm. Them never listen when we warn. Them run come like a raging storm and ring out like a false alarm. It's what wrong with some people. It's what wrong with some people. It's what wrong with some people. It's what wrong with some. The booms the man and the meditation. The booms again. They're scaring these people. But me know so that your eye with eye and your meditation straight. No one can mislead you this time. Say nowhere. We know where we're going. We know where we're coming from. Foundation. Okay. All right. Watch it up. Got your names, don't follow fashion. We got style, got we own style, got we own. Rasta man, don't follow fashion. I got style, got me own. Guyanese, don't follow fashion. We got style, got we own style. Guyanese style. I and I don't follow fashion. I got style. Guyanese. Rubber dancer than them can't find way. Tough than them Latin can't make we run away. We come here to stay serious, no play. No joking or laughing. We Rastafari na ya big way. But with the ark over land and sea. Tell big and sucking up with majesty. From the big dynasty. Guyanese do follow fashion. I do follow fashion. Rastaman do follow fashion. We got our own style. Easy. All the people that know life is for living. And you love life. You love Guyana. Let me see you wave down again from you love Guyana. And you represent Guyana as a true Guyanese. There you say. How are we gonna survive if we keep taking one another's life? Like there's no tomorrow with all of this. How are we gonna survive? Easy. Come up. Run it again, selector. Cadet King, big up yourself. Ellie Gill. Every member APNU, big up yourself. Showing maximum respect. Oh yeah, yes. Warrior. Diana. How are we gonna survive if we keep taking one another's life? Like there's no tomorrow with all of this war and sorrows for you all. How are we gonna survive if we keep taking one another's life? Like there's no tomorrow with all of this. You know things are gonna go to us when I pray. That day I be alone with to see another day. Babylon and gunmen indulging gunplay. So much you from bottom mountains and from top stories. The streets is the place where dead bodies lay. Most that have died innocently. When the righteous can't say them free. Gunshot a liquid cup make them red. To kill all bad human beings, some policemen get paid. Hey, what we have to listen, what time and sing again. How are we gonna survive if we keep taking one another's life? Like there's no tomorrow with all of this war and sorrows, may we fall. How are we gonna survive if we keep taking? Life's a blessing, some man they say, and so what in life is. Some live evil and some uneven, and some of them just have no control. Life's a blessing, some man they say, and so what in life is. Some live evil and some uneven, and some of them just have no control. Clap on your way, say you're gonna be gangster. Kill for you, not black brother for the people. Think say you're clever, that's not the matter. One love, you don't know people will love you. Guyanese people will love you. Heart alone. Blessed.
Somebody only again. I'm trying to like trying to find you. Give me a moment just to remind you of the love we've not made before. The reason you can't close this door, I see confusion in your eyes. And maybe I'm really surprised the way we make love and not right. Tomorrow you sit in your light from away in a dream. This world is not what it seems. There be no golden days of the rainbow. Birds don't fly anywhere that you will. Come away in a dream. Life is not what it seems. Happily don't always live forever. But my life is getting stronger every day. Oh, stronger every day.
It's soiree! I'm the Barbies Invasion, one man bringing this one to your live. Remember to tell us our vibes. Make your way up the Barbies for the season. Everyone who coming in, that's why I make your way up the Barbies, right? Invasion, let's do this.
Check, check.
That looks great. I want you to put your hands together once again for those three young men that entertained us. And we know that the recently held local government elections, we declare winners in Georgetown. You, the people, have spoken. The speaker said, I want to call to the mic a young man who is very passionate about the development of this country. For those of you who've been following politics, he's a member of parliament, he's the shadow minister of local government. He's the one Yes. I was saying before, he's the shadow minister of local government. He's the young man that makes our government agency nervous when he calls them before the Public Affairs Committee. For those of you who've been following, he's the one he's always in the know about what is going on in Georgetown and Guyana. I want to call him to the mic for him to tell you about some of the plans that we have for Georgetown and some of the plans that he has as shadow minister of local government. Join me in welcoming Mr. Ganesh Malpal to the mic.
Check, check. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2. Audio, check, 1, 2. The season, 1, 2.
Good night, Georgetown! I said good night, Georgetown!
They said that we would not have been able to pull a crowd on a Sunday, but we are showing them that they were wrong. Georgetown came out in their numbers. You know, as the Shadow Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, I have to first of all thank the outgoing mayor and councillors for a job well done. So let us put our hands together for Mayor Ubraj Narain that served us in the last council. And it is also absolutely necessary for me to welcome the mayor-elect, Mr. Alfred Mentor, and his team. Join me in putting your hands together for the incoming mayor and councillors. And I am absolutely certain that Mayor-elect Alfred Mentor and his team will serve us with distinction because he comes to the table with experience, and experience matters. So, Mayor-elect Alfred Mentor, Deputy Mayor-elect Denise Miller, and all the other councillors for Georgetown, I want you to know that you have a duty to the people of Georgetown, and you must continue to serve them with distinction. Tonight we are gathered here to say thank you. Thank you because you ensured that Georgetown remains with a decent political party. You ensured that Georgetown is still with credible people, and you did not fall prey into believing Barrett Jagdeo and his lies. We have shown and proven that the base of the People's National Congress reform is strong, very strong. And when you combine us with the APNU, we are even stronger. And our friends in the AFC remains our friends. And I know that a couple of AFC comrades are with us here tonight. And I want to take the opportunity in thanking them for making their presence. Join with me and put your hands together for them. So let me get down now to the meat of the business. We have been hearing constantly from Barrett Jagdeo that they won the local government elections. And what he has been attempting to do is to lie to the people of Guyana. Local government elections is not one single election. Local government elections are 80 different elections in 80 different areas. I have to educate him tonight. Even though he served as president of this country, did a terrible job, is being plastered as the president with the most extrajudicial killing under his watch, being plastered as the most corrupt president our country ever had, and to this day, we don't know if Vaishali was really his wife. That is the kind of man he was in his presidency. But I want him to understand that when you look at the local government elections results, and you look at areas where the PPP dominate, like Corriverton, Rose Hall, Anna Regina, the very area where he is from, Unity, LaBranch Neams, Mora Parika. All of these are strongholds of the People's Progressive Party. And when you compare the results of 2018 to that of 2023, they lost a number of votes there. Jack Dio ain't gonna tell me that. Jack Dio will not tell us that. But I am here to tell you that his very own people in these respective areas are saying no to the People's Progressive Party. Their own people are telling them no. And that is why, after local government elections, when Jagdeo came on a press conference, he looked as though he was suffering from constipation. And as he began to let out the diarrhea from his mouth, his face was swollen. Don't be fooled, comrades. The People's Progressive Party is in trouble. They are in trouble. And they want to engage us in distraction politics.
Team Soccer.
They are attempting to switch this trouble, and they are trying to say that we are in trouble. But I am here to say tonight that we will stand resolute with the APNU AFC. We have to get back into government. We have to, for the sake of our children and our grandchildren. Because what we have in Guyana right now is not one Guyana. We have a one-sided Guyana. It is a one-sided Guyana. And when you go on social media and you speak to people and you tell them what is being netted out to you, ensure you let them know this is a one-sided Guyana. And we, for the sake of our children and for the sake of our grandchildren, we cannot continue as a one-sided Guyana. The People's Progressive Party is all about friends, families, and favorites. And you have to ensure that you recognize that this government is all about making the rich richer and the poor poorer. We are a country with an abundance of resources. Oil money started to flow with them. They have all the oil money there. Over $1 billion US, 200 billion Guyana dollars. Any one of you feeling it? Any one of you feeling it? And they want to come and tell us that they care. When they attempt to give us 5,000 and 10,000, their friends, their families, and their favorites end up getting 50 million and 100 million and 200 million. We must never allow the People's Progressive Party to get into our heads and try to convert us. The weak will fall, but they will be kicked aside by the very PPP. It's just a matter of time when you look at the comrades who Jagdeo suddenly want to embrace. The Barbara Pilgrim, the Patricia Chase Green, the Trisha Richards, and whoever else. In the Amstel, they got one named Darren. It's only because they don't have the same color with Jagdeo. That is why Jagdeo hugging them up. But I will tell you something tonight. This local government elections, we traveled across this country too, and we met a number of comrades with straight hair like me. We met a number of Indo-Guyanese who have expressed their dissatisfaction with the People's Progressive Party. We have met a number of Amerindian Guyanese who have expressed their dissatisfaction with the PPP. But we are genuine politicians on the APNU side. We are honest and decent, and we respect these comrades. We will not use them for their race, to hug them up and take pictures and throw it out all over the place. We are not fake. The People's Progressive Party is fake. So they have to create an image to show the outside world that they are multiracial. But if they were genuinely and honestly multiracial, they would have demonstrated it in the allocation of resources to various communities in this area. The APNU AFC, when we were in government, we did not sideline communities that voted PPP. I can point you to a number of communities that we know are aligned to the People's Progressive Party, but we gave them development. We gave them asphaltic concrete roads. We gave them better hospitals. We gave the rice farmers and the sugarcane workers their rightful dues. We knew that sustaining the sugar industry was not one that could have allowed the country to grow. They have been in office for 3 years now. They talk about sugar, sugar, and sugar, like all of them got sugar. Because all of them finding a way with the sugar, sugar, sugar. But up to now, sugar can't be blooming. We still see sugar blooming. It could only mean that they got sugar. Now let me tell you something, comrades. You have a duty, and as much as we are here gathered in our numbers, and we will continue to come out in our numbers, you have a duty, and your duty is not to just absorb this information, but you have to assist in disseminating it. You've got to assist in sharing it. You have to be constantly speaking to other comrades. You have to be aware of current affairs and pay attention to what is happening in your country. Because if you stay silent, you will allow these vagabonds, you will allow these cantankerous Kabakamites to believe they can dominate. When we talk about decent people, you cannot associate that with the People's Progressive Party. Irfan Ali, that done. Irfan Ali ran out. He ran out for a press conference the other day. And in the press conference, he was searching for words. And I don't know, he was maybe trying to remember what he was taught at IFLOP University. Now there is nobody that can tell me Irfan bright, Irfan done. But let me tell you where he is very, very hypocritical. Let me tell you where he's a hypocrite. Irfan Ali said to this nation that his government, and he in particular, takes children and women very serious, and that they are at the top of his agenda. He said that. He said that women and children are at the top of his agenda. Now, I don't know if Fanali think all we went to University of Iceland. If Fanali think all of us guns like he. We have to remind him, and we have to remind everybody in this country that Barry Ramsaran wanted to strip and slap a woman. Y'all remember the story? And Barry Ramsaran is sitting in Parliament under Irfan Ali watch. Y'all remember when Mark Benchcop walked across his entire Georgetown with a music set and Kwame Mackay went begging a little boy? Y'all remember that tape? Okay. That tape is still on YouTube. You could go in and Google Julia, South Julia. Y'all remember? But no, women and children are the top of the agenda. There are many other allegations. Remember, Ganga Prasad and the young lady. Remember it? No, women and children are the top of the agenda. Do you remember Alistair Charlie from Region 9 and the allegations that were carried in the newspaper? No, children and women are at the top of his agenda. Do you remember Anil Nandalal and the famous Kaichor News conversation? And what he wants for your uncle and what the girl must do and what the girl mustn't do? Are you remember that? No, women and children are at the top of the agenda. Do you remember Varshini? Varshini Singh, when Bharat Jagdeo said they marry? No, man. Women and children are the top of the agenda. And these are the people who want to tell us that they have our interests at heart. Well, Dharamlal is the sweetest one. Dharamlal is the sweetest. He could have taken his 2 inches of pride and stay home with big people. But no, he wanted 2 inches of pride. 2 inches of pride. 2 inches of pride. And let me tell you something. We gotta keep we eye out. We gotta keep we eye out. There's a demon that. And he gonna come again. And they gonna want to protect him. When you could hear Jagdeo saying that he was an asset or is an asset to the PPP, and all those other names I called, how can we believe that these people are decent people? But I can tell you what is hurtful. What is hurtful is that you have a set of women in the People's Progressive Party that maintain silence, that are sitting in the parliament with people like those names that I've called. Priya Manikchan, she always wants to say that she is the best thing Christ ever created. And she was silent throughout that ordeal. She is sitting in parliament with people like Barry Ramsaran, with people like Alistair Charlie, with people like Anil Nandalal. And 2 inch they'll do. Gail Teixeira. Let me tell you, hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I personally, as a member of parliament, I have respect for Gail Teixeira. Gail Teixeira has been in there since I was a baby. Gail Teixeira has been in parliament. I don't think I was born when she began parliament. So you've got to respect a woman that can withstand 30-something years in the National Assembly. But I never meet somebody who could lie like Gail Teixeira. I respect she. I respect she for your years of service. But that woman can lie. I have never seen somebody stand up, watch you full in your face, tell you a lie, and when you tell she the truth, she still maintain the lie. That's got to be a demon too. In the episode, the Dharmic Sada woman. I hear she's flourishing ministry with Dharmic staff. Nobody else can get work there. She does be advocating and saying that how women are important, children are important. She's responsible for women and children. She is responsible for women and children. And she could not have spoken about all these atrocities. And she finds pleasure in sitting with these people in the National Assembly. Comrades, I have said before that as long as you are educated, as long as you have common sense, as long as you can read and write, as long as you can comprehend, you would never support the People's Progressive Party. Never. And everybody who are exposed to information, everybody who is informed and knowledgeable of what is going on will never vote for the People's Progressive Party. They will never. Our country cannot grow with the PPP. They have to go. And you have to assist us in ensuring that they don't stay there. I have to remind you, I cannot be up here and not tell you or remind you what happened in the 2020 elections. Don't for a second believe that these people are there on valid votes. They are installed. They are nothing else but a regime. They were put there to satisfy personal agendas. We must remember that in the 2020 elections, there were a number of ballot boxes on the East Coast, and the votes inside cannot be accounted for. Fraud is fraud. Anil says so. We must remember that in all of those boxes, there's only PPP votes went in, and they cannot account for it. We must remember that there were a number of unsigned oaths of identity. People voted. We must remember that a number of dead people whose names were ticked off as voted, when we verified it, it was shown that these people are indeed dead, and all Claudette could have said, this is a serious matter. But she still went and declared PPP. We must remember that a number of people were out of this country, and their names were ticked off as voted. And when Claudette was confronted, she said, this is a serious matter. But she still went and declared PPP. And that is why all of us here, we have to ensure that we build the pressure on Claudette. And we have to come out on Tuesdays and be at GCOM office. Pressure does bust pipe. Pressure does bust pipe. And Claudette is an old pipe. So there's only a little bit pressure she can get. Remember, Daramlaga ni Twitch campus fight. But we got more pride than Twitch. All of us here. So we gotta go Tuesday in front of Claudette office. And we have to sum our voices. We have to demand for Claudette to go. We have to get a clean voters list. This fight is not a fight for me alone or you alone. This is a fight for all of us. This is not a fight for only the members of parliament or the elected councillors. It is a fight for each one of you. I am telling you, cost of living is so high right now. That is like we going back to oil and rice. So the oil what they pumping out there, that we gonna use it to eat the rice. Comrades, this is serious business. And all of you who have come out here tonight, I am charging you. If you believe in the APNU, if you believe in the PNC, if you believe in the coalition, and if you believe that the People's Progressive Party ought to go, you have to come out on Tuesday. And you have to join with us and sound our voices. Claudette must go. We need a clean voters list. That is important. Comrades, let me tell you something. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted when you hear on the news a whole host of fake information. There are people in the PPP that want to divide us. They want to divide the PNC. The People's National Congress reform is the strongest, most democratic, and most vibrant political party that is existing in this country. We are so vibrant and so democratic that we allow our membership to speak. We allow our groups to speak. We not like Jack Deal, you know. Jack Deal is want to tell everybody the people shut up. He alone must talk. He alone got to talk. Well, there, he not got wife, he not got picnic, he not got nobody, he not got dog, he not got cat. All we got is a big mansion that we built on our sweat, our money. All that he has is that, nothing else. And he got Sue too. Y'all remember Sue? Jack Deal got Sue too. That means that is the paper vice news had. Sue? Who's Sue? Sue? Who's Sue? Oh, Sue is the friend. Sue does deal with all the conversations and he does deal with all the agreements. And he does decide which of the friends them can get work. But here, you see how they try to tell me to resign? Y'all see how they try to tell me to No man, I got a friend that said mushroom. I just remember a friend that said mushroom, not to it. We gotta watch now to know which company he going to establish. And we gotta know if he gonna go through Suto. That he gonna get contracts. So we gotta know and we gotta watch them. We gotta watch them. Now let me come back to the PNC. Our political party has a constitution. We are governed by a constitution that is very, very democratic. Our founder leader, Lyndon Forbes Sampson Barnum, the best president Guyana ever had. A day like today, all of Forbes Barnum policies would have made us rich had we followed his teachings. Now let me tell you something. In the People's National Congress reform, we as the membership, we elected Aubrey Norton as leader of the party.
And we gave him a mandate. And that very constitution is what is supreme. So whoever wants to say what from the People's Progressive Party, we will follow our constitution. And we will have our Congress, and we will have all of our meetings, our general councils, and all our functioning groups, and we will band together, and we will maintain leadership for all of you here. We are a united set of people in the People's National Congress we form. Yes, we may have our talks. Who are we to not have our talks? The man that you live with and the woman that you live with, your own children, you would normally have high talks with. Why you can't have it in an organization with over 12,000 people registered as members? Why you can't have it in an organization that has over 218,000 votes, as GCOM claims? So don't be misguided. Know that your leader is Aubrey Compton Norton. Know that the chairman of the PNCR is Sherwin Holder. Know that your two vice chairs are Vince Roy Jordan and Elizabeth Niles Williams. Know that you have executive members that are sitting on the CEC. And no PPP can change that. No Jagbio can change that. No AFN can change that. Even I can change that. The PNC, through its democratic process, decides what happens in the PNC. Thank you very much for listening to me. Be assured that we are a united bunch of people. Know that we have your interests at heart, and know that there is no place for the PPP. Guyana must grow. The PPP has to go. Thank you. Correct. Your shadow local government minister, Mr. Danish Maipon. Before we move to the next speaker, I want to call 18 of my colleagues to the stage so that you, the residents of Georgetown, can see what City Hall would look like for the next 3 years. So I want to call the councillors of Georgetown. Please come on stage and join me, all 18. We're going to start with Kibriko Plan, Japon Mohammed, Saket Ellis, Jesus Sankama, Sahiri Adam, Erin Salmon, Declan David, Nathan David, Wayne Mason, Dexter Ford, Clayton Hines, Winston Hayden, Yvonne Ferguson, Leland Stahl, Gregory Fraser, Deputy Mayor-elect Denise Miller, Mayor-elect Alfred Mentor, and North School for Galway. So, this is what your representation over the next 3 years will look like at City Hall, comrades. These are the people who will hold accountable for the proper management of the city of Georgetown. Thank you, comrades. Moving on. Bye-bye.
Love to pull up the young girls them. Anywhere you see them, you feel run them. Oh, that one about it. Oh, this place. It is around the place. Too much young girl like every belly. Even young girls, them know. As a Love to pull up the young girls them. Anywhere you see them, you feel run them. Moving on with the program, and what is on the next speaker to the mic?
She's a teacher by profession, but she's very passionate about the development of this country. For those of you who've been following all the incidents that have been happening in Maka over the last few months, she's become a champion of the people in Maka and on the East Bank. If our only passion is to see people develop and to see Guyana develop, I want to call to the microphone Member of Parliament, Ms. Nima Newbert.
I swear, you swear, he swear. Thank you, Jason, for representing the words of that song that you will never sweat. We will never sweat. Say it tonight. We will never sweat. We will never. And there's a special message we are sending to the PPP. Jason will never. We will never sweat, and this movement will never sweat. Because we have to represent our children, we have to represent our elderly, we have to represent our youth, and so we cannot afford to sweat. A pleasant good evening to all of you here. Established, nice to see all of you out here. I want to thank the truck driver and the crew that brought me here. Oh boy, that was an experience. Very wonderful, you know. Even as I was with the comrades there and I'm saying, with this energy, if we run with this energy, we can put CPP in the river, let us swim, and that is what we need to do. We need our energy. We need to empower. We need to motivate each other as we march boldly to the next regional and general election, which we will win. We will win. I say it tonight. Say it tonight. We will win. We will win. We will win. Regional and general election, we will win. We will not forget what the CBBC government is doing to our people. Tonight, Georgetown, I say thank you. I say thank you to the mayor and councillors that would have served over the last 5 years. And I say thank you to the incoming mayor and councillors that will serve and will continue to serve well. Let's put our hands together tonight for them. Tonight, comrades, we must not fall asleep. In this moment of Thanksgiving, let it be a moment that will encourage us to keep stepping, to keep working, to keep pushing, so together is to grow. Put your hands together tonight. You know, even as I come here tonight, I read the newspaper yesterday and the day before, and I saw there was some kind of conference with the police. And you know, I took up some words that was reported in the media with the acting commissioners. You know, they have got a lot of actors, eh? The acting police commissioner talking about retooling and rebranding the police force. Quite amazing words. And then there was a statement that said, the public is who we were designed to serve. That's what he said, right? The public is who we were designed to serve, build bridges, and build good relationship with people in the community. I want to use those very words. We are retooling. You hear me tonight? We are retooling because we got to get rid of who? The PPPC government. That's what we are retooling for. And in our retooling, we must educate each other. We must talk to each other. We must remind our young people that this government is not a government to play with. They do not care about the interests of our people. They do not care about our young people. We got to be protesting for justice, which should not have been. Any caring government will do the right thing. And tonight, my comrades, in retooling, I want to implore on you. Do not sit idly by and leave our young people to hear the lies. You know, we got a government of lies. Everything is shared, lies. You open the newspaper, lies. You watch the television, lies. You follow the internet, lies. Shared lies, they tell people. We cannot allow our people to be fed by lies because they will cry. They will cry, and therefore, you and I have the responsibility to educate our young people. Tonight, my comrades, we must not forget our history. You know, we like to forget. Oh boy, 2015 to 2020, our mother slept well. Our young people came home. You remember? Our young people came home safely. What is happening now? You better not credit to your phone for call when they left the house. You better sleep with one eye open because you're sure what type of call come in. And why is that? Because once again, we have an all-time something come back again, PPPC government running the head of Guyana. My comrades, tonight what I'm saying to you, we cannot fall asleep. We have to retool and get rid of the. We have to get rid of the. You want the people telling South and not hear you. We have to get rid of the. Tonight, my comrades, those who are switched for a little bit drink, little part-time jobs, they're running in the mud. Those who are switched for a little bit of rice who could barely last you 2 days. I am telling you, wake up from their switch and get back home. Come back home where you can work honestly, where you can have a government that will represent the interests of all Ghanaians. I always say, what is the objective of the PDP government? My comrade before you said it's a one-sided government. Isn't that so? It's one set of people benefiting. But under the coalition government, we were striving to Guyana, and that is what we want. Our mothers will sleep. Our police officers will not be told these nice fancy words and they can't implement it. After yesterday, I was at Helford on the highway listening to people cry. The police them so big and bad and following instructions on the phone that they're going to take women who are dressed to the station to arrest them, and then when they reach the station, they're going to sign a paper that they don't want them to read. And so, the commissioner with his words, I will be checking out to see what's happening to the people that continues to be marginalized by the very action of the area that you control. Saying the words and doing it is two different things. Tonight, my comrades, I want to encourage you. Another word that we use is rebuilding. We're rebuilding to do what? Get rid of them. What are we doing? Getting rid of them. We getting rid of them. In rebuilding, we will have boots on the ground. We go to every door. We go to every neighbor. We remind them. This is serious time. We have the power in our hands to vote. We have to make our votes count. We have a lot of people who stay at home and run the vote. But they ain't coming out. They ain't coming out to cast a vote. They lie down in the bed and not coming out to cast a vote. Those comrades, we need to wake up. We need to let them understand that if they stay at home and do not come out to cast a vote, they're guilty of what we're having. We need to come out and cast our vote and vote well. And vote well. That we can have a government that will take care of all of Guyana. Tonight, we are rebuilding to get rid of the PPPC government. Johnson, you have spoken at local government elections. And I want you to know that your work is not done. That is just the tip of the iceberg. That's the first step. You have a council. You have to work with your council. You have to engage them. Don't just stay at the corner and fret. The government doing nothing, this and that and that. No. You have to go and find out. Remember, we got a government of wickedness. And so every opportunity that they can starve the council of its resources so that the council can look bad, they will do. But power lies in the hands of the people. Power lies in the hands of the power lies in the hands of the, and we must use the power. We must use the power. Get involved in your council. You see things happening in your neighborhood. Talk to your councillors. Let them be aware of what is happening. Don't be the person that will complain and does absolutely nothing. We have to take steps to rebuild our lives. We have to take steps to remove from being a people that get in there, hand me out, bash me out, throw me out. What we need to do is to be a people who are empowered. That when you get paid, you can switch from the pay. That when you take your children to school, you're confident that they will be taught well. That when a minister visits your community, your children will be safe. That is what you want. You do not want to sit and allow this wicked government to continue doing the things they are doing. My comrades, tonight our mission is to rebuild. We are rebelling to do what? Get rid of the... We are rebelling to do what? Get rid of the PPPC government. Anybody ask me, what is it? Y'all think y'all going back in government? Of course. They ain't got no other question about that. Of course, because we have the interest of our people at heart. When you move around this country in different communities, you hear the cries of people. You see the actions of bullyism. You see the actions of marginalization. You see people deliberately being set aside so that control over our beautiful land, Guyana. Tonight, I want to encourage you. Let us get busy on the ground. Let us go out and do the work. Let us stop until the next regional and general elections. Move through your communities. Know the people who have to vote. You got to do that. Find out what is going on with them. There's continuous registration going on. If they don't have the ID card, then to get it. Don't fret. Do what you have to do to make it possible. Tonight, I want to encourage you, even as we move forward, ensure that we continue to call for a clean voters list. What we calling for? A clean voters list. Y'all should write up on all them stand out here. We need a clean voters list. Everywhere that turn, they must see that. We need a voters list that is clean. Because if you go to Eccles or to any of their control area, people who died 30 years still on the list for vote. And when you go to our area, persons who died less than a year ago, the naming on the list. And that should tell you something. And so tonight, in closing, my comrades, I want again to implore on you. Power lies in the hands of the people. Let us use our power wisely and get rid of this CBC government if Guyana is to grow. I thank you.
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington law firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Number of persons who misplaced their ID cards. You can go now and replace them. It only takes 1 week to do that. So find a GCOM office, go out, register, encourage the young people to get hold of their birth certificates, go out and register. If you do not register, you don't stand a chance of being on the voters list. You wouldn't stand a chance of having an ID card. So I want to encourage you to encourage the persons in your household, in your communities, in your neighborhood to go out and be registered before the period closes. While we continue to go in front of GCON every Tuesday and call for a clean voters list. For us to have a clean voters list, credit must go. So I want to encourage you every Tuesday, we're out there from 11:30. Come out and spend some time with us. Let us call for a clean voters list. Let them know that this time is a long time. We're taking that. We're not going to no general elections with no voters list that is bloated. And so we continue for that call. As Ganesh said, pressure is burst pipe. So let us continue to turn on the pressure on GCOM so that we can have a clean voters list for the next elections. Why I'm telling you all of this? I'm telling you all of this because for us to elect the next speaker to be the president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, we must have that clean voters list. The next speaker coming here is not only the leader of the PNCR, he's also the chairman of APNU, and as I always say, the next president in waiting of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Join me in welcoming Mr. Aubrey C. Nelson to the mic.
go have a grand time all night. Good evening, Georgetown. Good evening, Georgetown. The PPP is so afraid of us. They had a drone in the air spying on our meeting. My friends, I want to say this to you. We have shown that we can beat the People's Progressive Party. They spend billions of taxpayers' money. They put flags like if flags could vote. They spend money like if money could vote. But when the people vote, they run and hide. I want to say this to you. We have nothing to be afraid of. We will strategize and beat Barrett Jackdale, the PPP, and his money. They have awakened a sleeping giant. It is one thing when you see the PNCR, APNU in a corner and you leave them alone. But the minute you trouble them, you have awakened a sleeping giant. I want to say to you, one of the most incompetent people this country has seen is Barrett Jackdale. I want to point out to you that when we raise issues of consequence, when we talk about how we will bring down the cost of living, when we give them proposals to improve the lives of the people, what does he do? He lifts up his frock and views. If you are of any consequence, you will seek to answer the issues raised, but he cannot do that. He lacks the intellectual capacity to do that. And we must note that he's incompetent. He has not one single successful project to his name. He virtually destroyed the NIS. He single-handedly destroyed the sugar sector. Came back telling us that sugar and they will deliver. But at present, you are getting the lowest production in the history of this country, thanks to the incompetence of Barrett Roseanne Jackdale. Here is a man. Here is a man. Here is a man, if he can be so called, that is telling people all sorts of nonsense. But he has been a complete failure. He got billions of dollars from the EU to diversify sugar, help sugar workers. And what he did, he wasted on Skeldon factory that has produced nothing until now. Let me remind the joker. Let me remind the joker that he spent billions telling us that we're going to get fiber optic cable that is going to link all the Guyana by internet. That too failed. He promised us a modern packaging factory at Enmore. That also failed. I want you to compare the things we did as both PNC and as APNU AFC, and you will see that we did better than the People's Progressive Party over the years. When we came to power in 1964, tar roads were restricted to Georgetown, Linden, New Amsterdam, and a very small part on the West Coast. It is our political party under the astute leadership of Lyndon Forbes, Samson Burnham, that built the network of roads in this country.
Let us understand that we have shown that money does not win elections. We need money, yes, but we need organization. We have shown them that we can walk this country, we can speak to our constituency, and that at the end of the day, they will vote for us and we will bust their backside. So, let us not be carried away. Let us not be carried away by their speech. And he can't even talk. We must understand that as a political party, we will do our work street by street, house by house, and we will beat the People's Progressive Party. Why will we beat the People's Progressive Party? We will beat them because they are only serving their friends, their families, and their favorites. They have spent $1 billion of oil money, but it is not meeting you, the people. We say to you, an APNU government will put in place policies and projects to ensure the money meets our people. We're saying to you, we will bring into practice Dr. Clive Thomas's promise of $1 million Guyana a household. Do not be carried away by a 5,000 here, at 10,000 there, and then they keep billions over there. We must understand that as a party, we will do the projects and give you the policies that will put resources in your hands. We will, for instance, move the threshold for paying income tax to $150,000. What that means is that there will be more money in your pocket. This government is so incompetent. You have a crisis in the poultry industry with chicken. Mind you, all the talking, when they took power in 92, we were producing all the chickens we need. We were producing everything that we need. Now there's a crisis. And I heard the president talking about bringing chicken from Brazil. You are going to kill the local chicken industry. A government that is sensible will subsidize the feed and help our farmers to produce chicken at a proper cost. But the president doesn't think. If you go to University of Eiffel, you are likely to say the stupidness that he is saying. But what we need is proper policies. I have said before, and I repeat it again tonight, that we will deal with the housing crisis in a number of ways. And one of them is that we will develop a rent-to-own program where we will build houses, allow our poor, ordinary people who cannot afford a house to pay a rent at a relatively low cost, and by the time they finish covering the money for the house will become theirs. That is what we need. Let me say this to you. About 16,000 children every year will do the grade 6, or what some of y'all as old as me will call common entrance. And when they do that grade 6 exams, by the time they meet Form 5, only about 5,000 children
will get 5 CXC with math and English. What that means is about 11,000 children fall through the crack every year. And this government stupidly celebrates the 1% that did extremely well and forget the 11,000. We are saying to you, we believe there is a place in this society for the children who might not be academic. It is our intention to re-establish night schools so our children who would have fallen out of school can go back to school and get a proper education. This government is so dumb. This government is so dumb that they closed the night schools started under David Granger. You now telling us you are going to bring nurses from overseas. The damn fools must know if they pay the nurses better, they will stay here. And we are saying to you that as a political party, we believe our workers must be properly treated. And I have said before, and I repeat this evening, that we are going to do a survey to find out what is the minimum livable income our people need and ensure they get a minimum livable income. That's what our people want. I want to turn to land. And I want you to listen to this and listen to it carefully. This government is placing people on a house lot diet. Soon as they open them out as house lots. But I want you to travel all the new roads and see the amount of lands they allot to their cronies. While they are telling us about a house lot, they are giving their families, their friends, and their favorites large plots of land in this country to ensure that the rich get richer while the poor get poor. We have to change that. Okay. We have a Guyana police force that is supposed to be serving us and should serve us. I've already made this point, but I gotta make it. I saw the commissioner acting as he is, saying that they are raising the standards for people to enter the police force. If they had those standards when he joined, he couldn't get in. Tell him I say that. Our policemen need better salaries. Our policemen need better conditions. They do not need a politicized police force that serves the PPP and it does not serve the people. And I say to you, a Guyana police force under the APNU AFC will be a police force that respects the law. It will be a police force that serves the people. You would recall that when we were in government, we began to solve the crimes, even those committed under the PPP. But the Jagabats came to power and changed that. They take the criminals and put them in the criminal investigation department, rather than putting people who can solve the crime. And so we have got to rework this entire Guyana police force and make it into a force that serves the people of this country. You know, every time I hear Irfan Ali, I develop sympathies. You know, and I'm talking about when he's trying for dance. That's a thing all by itself. You just hear the music in between the rhythm. He's special. But every time I hear him, I feel sorry for him. If at the level of a president, pronunciation of words is a problem. I try to think what he has said to them foreign people because he lacks the basic skills. That is why sometimes I understand when Jack says, shut up, let me speak. But he's no better. But friends, we have a country to build. This is a country for all Guyanese. We want to see all Guyanese benefit from this country. We believe that even with oil resources, we have to ensure we promote agriculture. Not that anyone we believe that our people are entitled to food, cheap, nutritious food. We have the land. We need to train more people to help our people in agriculture. When you're talking about bringing chicken from Brazil, when we have the world of land, when we have the human resource, all we need to do is train it. Then something is wrong with your head. But you know, nothing is wrong with their head. It is their way of getting rich at the expense of our people. In the last budget, the government put billions for infrastructure. I see them talking about building 5 new specialty hospitals. But they don't have anybody to put in the hospital. You've got to be a fool. We need to be training our people so that they can operate in the existing hospitals and improve the quality of health care in those hospitals. There is a little or no sense in having 10 more specialty hospitals, and when you go in it, there is no specialist. We have got to begin to look at our country differently. This country teems with resources. The biggest problem in this country is the PPP government. And if you want to know how problematic they are in any other country in this world, with the allegations against Dharamlal, he would have faced the courts. But the people got the gumption. They have the temerity to watch Guyanese in their faces and say, the little girl withdraw the charges. I wonder if it is were their daughters, how would they have handled it? If you have a system that cannot deliver justice to people, people will take the law into their own hands. And the government must recognize that they have done the people of this country, including the indigenous community, a disservice by allowing Dharamlal to walk free. And what is worse, the president comes out and says, oh, he asked to resign. Well, the president has to be the minister, and the minister the president. I don't know how a man accused of rape, that is you, Junior, asked to resign. It is your task to fire him. The Integrity Commission, the laws governing integrity in this country, prohibits any minister, any public official from soliciting sex using their position of power. And the allegation is that he did just that. And so
we have to continue to bring pressure to bear. Because today it's a little indigenous child, tomorrow it's your child. We are seeing the deterioration in the Guyanese society. I went to farm where they're spending millions, and every road that they recently built done broke up. The bridge where you shake me is like a swinger. But they're saying they spend billions, but they are wasting taxpayers' money. They can take a part of the corruption money. And I want to say this. We will be able to pay our workers very good if we reduce PPP corruption. They are so corrupt that about 25% of this economy goes to corruption. And it doesn't need 25% of the economy to give our people better wages, to give our people proper water. Many of you will recall that under the APNU, Guyana began to get water 24/7. And that water was clean. We are back to Morbi. We are back to worms. We are back to rationed water, thanks to the incompetence of the People's Progressive Party. If part of that corruption money goes to the people of Guyana, we will be able to reduce poverty. Is it not interesting that we are boasting that we are the fastest growing economy in the world, and poverty increasing faster? You just have to walk Regent Street in the night, and there are more people living on the paved in Regent Street than people in houses in Regent Street. And we are the fastest growing economy. The level of poverty in this country is too high. The cost of living is too high. And there are measures that they can take to reduce the cost of living. I heard, I think it was Jack Dale saying that if you give public servants more money, inflation will increase. That is only true if you don't increase production. But if you increase wages and producing more goods and services, the money will be able to absorb it and not result in inflation. So we mustn't be fooled. I thought at one time they used to say he's an economist, but I conclude he's economist. He makes no economic sense whatsoever. And I'm saying to you, we have the resources in this country at present to ensure our people get a better life. There are so many areas that we can improve. I said before, on returning to government, the APNU will establish a national schools transportation system so that our children can get to school free of cost. We will do 2 nutritious meals so our children can get breakfast and lunch. And don't tell me we don't have money to do it. We have money. Guyana can afford it. But the People's Progressive Party wants to keep people oppressed. And this is not restricted to one ethnic group. When you travel this country and you engage the Indo-Guyanese community, they tell you life is worse under the People's Progressive Party. When we were in government, there was hope. People saw a light at the end of the tunnel. Today, all they see is darkness. All they see is PPP corruption. All they see is a government that has no interest in the people of Guyana. We have to change that. Our people need a change. Our people need a government that will deliver. We have to work on getting cheap electricity. If I know Jack there, the thing we talking about, some gas to shore, gonna end up just like Skeldon. They're gonna end up just like the fiber optic cable. Anything that Jack there touches fails. For you to develop a country, you must have the country at heart. And in the case of Jack Deo, you must first have a heart. My friends, our country can develop. Our country can progress. But what we need is a government that has policies and programs to ensure we develop. We are at the point where we can decide our future. It is evident to me, as it should be evident to all, that once we do our political work on the ground, when the next elections are called, we are going to beat the People's Progressive Party. We must have one single focus. We must have one single focus. We have to focus on getting rid of the People's Progressive Party. They mean no good for Guyana, and they will never mean good for Guyana. But like I've said on many occasions, it wouldn't come by us resting on our laurels. It will come through hard work. It will come through commitment. It will come when you go out there and speak to every youth you meet, encouraging them to vote for the APNU AFC. We are in the time of registration, and we must urge every person to register. To win an election, you have to have your voters registered. You know, I once heard a story that I'll tell you so that you understand why we need to register. There was this woman who used to pray to the Lord every night to win the lotto. She went on her knees, Heavenly Father, permit me to win the lotto. And after about 10 times begging the Lord for her to win the lotto, the Lord asked her, you buy a ticket? She said, nah. So well, if you don't got a ticket, you don't got a chance. Let us get our people registered. That is our ticket. We need to ensure our young people are registered and educated. And I want to say this thing. I have a great respect for our supporters, members, and all Guyanese understanding of politics. Jack Deo really felt that he would run around, throw a few dollars, and people will vote for him. He has gotten a rude awakening. He has learned that the people are more sensible than that. I don't want to tell you all a story. There is something they call the Ethnic Relations Commission. Y'all ever hear about it? But I don't know who comprises it. I saw in the news that they sent some summons to me. Let me say this to the Ethnic Relations Commission. What I said at that meeting, I will repeat now. And then I will tell you why the Ethnic Relations Commission must go where paddy put the nut, where the sun don't shine. The president went to Linden and was very disrespectful and said that the people here must know that when they're gone, the women and give blue. And you know what was my response? I did not say anything except I want the president to know that if people are going out the country, me and call them.
If people are going out the country, if a man has a woman who's leaving the country, you could get blow overseas. Not true story, though. Me and know that blow is restricted to Linden for Georgetown. And so the Ethnic Relations Commission write their own thing. And I saw Jack Dale saying who disrespectful to who wife. I have not mentioned in any of my speech anybody's wife. And Jack Dale should be the last to talk about wife. And so I want to say this to the Ethnic Relations Commission. Let them go and investigate the contracts that are allotted and deal with the discrimination there. Don't come tell me nonsense. There is enough discrimination in this country to keep the Ethnic Relations Commission working. But they don't want the work. They want to be political tools. Well, I said to them, people who become political tools end up being political fools. And so we are through with them. I don't care what they say. I spoke a truth. And if the cap fit them, let them wear it. Okay. The People's Progressive Party believes. They believe that they can instill fear and govern Guyana by fear. We have to be sensible opposition. We have to confront them without giving them the opportunities to do some of the ignorance they want to do. But we must never be afraid of them. We are stronger than them. That they're debating whether Darren Lal get fired or not fired, tell you that they're in confusion. And so we must continue to carry this struggle to ensure justice comes to our people. My sole task here this evening is really to say thanks to you. But it would have been remiss of me if I didn't outline the atrocities of the People's Progressive Party. They will go down in history as one of the most wicked political parties ever. Every time they are in power, the worst things happen. Even our children die because of their incompetence. We must stay mobilized. We must continue to be organized. We must continue to follow everything that is happening in this country politically and be sensible enough to take the positions that are the correct ones. And you have shown you can do that. That we are celebrating this evening is indicative of the fact that the people of Georgetown understand politics. They know when people are seeking to carry them for a ride, and that is why they chase green. I could tell you in advance that they don't chase green. But don't let me focus on them. Let me accommodate them. You know, some of them weak-hearted. I know a couple of them, money would make them do anything. But I'm saying to you, most of the people in Guyana have integrity. Money will not buy them. And you have shown in Georgetown that you have the capacity to take the money. Because it's we money. It's not just their money. If you don't take it, they can thief it. So I repeat again, take the money. But when you take their money, be sensible enough to know you can't put them in government. Let me remind people, I saw Jack Dale was asking that he be given a chance. Anybody who gives Jack Dale a chance is a madman.
You know the song is a madman? Got to be a madman. Because he has shown that with power, he's very destructive. In the last elections, they won Buxton Falls. We won it back recently. But they had it for 3 years. And rather than doing work in Buxton, you know what they did? Go and check. The villages that were APNU, AFC support villages got no work done. But Falls and the other villages with PPP support got work done. We will not govern like that. We will govern in the interest of all the people of Guyana. When we were in government, we did work in PPP stronghold. We did work in our stronghold to the point that Jack Dale had the temerity and the audacity to say that we didn't serve our people. We served our people, but we didn't serve them by ostracizing other people. And that is a fact. Say what you like about Granger. He was fair, sometimes too damn fair for that bandit Jack Dale. We will govern Guyana in the interest of all the people of Guyana. And I want to say this to you all here. Please be reassured that I have your back. And I will stay with you. I will rally with you. Because we believe in our people. There are all kind of criticisms that I line here and I line there. I always on the road. I will stay there. When I ran for leader of this party, I said to the world, I am an ordinary person. I rhyme and go all about. And it allows me to ground with my people. And for those who want to choose where I live, let them come and meet me where I live in. Because I believe our leaders should be on the ground amidst our people. Why do you have to go to the Marriott? If I run to the Marriott, I wouldn't meet the ordinary man. The ordinary man can't afford a pack of biscuits. And so, be assured, I will be with you. I will be on the ground. I will be accessible to you. Because I do believe that our people want us with them, and once we are working with them, we will defeat any enemy. We are going to defeat the People's Progressive Party. If you give me 10% of the resources that Jack Dale had, I would throw him out to political oblivion. Because we show them that with little resources, we could cut the tail. You know what he's not saying? With all the garbage he's speaking, he's not saying that in these last elections, the APNU didn't only increase their votes, they had more votes than the People's Progressive Party. Let me tell you how much constituency we contested. We took a conscious decision that we will work to maintain our strongholds. We took a conscious decision that in areas where we think we will make inroads into the People's Progressive Party, we will contest. And we contested and did just that. So, Jagdeo could spin how much he wants spin. Spin how much he wants spin. The reality of the last local government elections is that the APNU by itself got more votes than the People's Progressive Party. We
we must not be carried away by the propaganda. If Irfan and Bharat are doctors, they are doctors at lying. I have never seen people who are more distant from the truth than them. And I must always repeat this one. Jack Dale must be the most bare-faced liar this world has ever seen. Burnham opened Amelia's Ward housing scheme in 1969. This little boy was born 1964. It meant when Amelia's Ward opened, he was 5 years of age. But the Jagabat said he built Amelia's Ward. So you're like, but you know, when you watch his face, when he is lying, you will believe it's some saint talking the truth. The man has this ability to develop the most cynical, conniving face while he lies. And all Guyanese must know that anything that comes out of Jack Dale's mouth must be questioned because he's a pathological liar. Lying is interwoven into the fabric of his system. If he speaks the truth, he will collapse. His system functions on lies. But we must be sensible. We must know to decipher the truth. Today I had an engagement with some of them. I really became mad with them. They're always writing, but some wisdom massacre. So I sent them the report of the inquiry into the disturbances in Linden. And I pointed out to them that 2 Indo-Guyanese died, 2 Afro-Guyanese. But they call it a massacre. Now, my friends, I don't think we need to go back there. But we need to be knowledgeable of the facts. So no damn fool come telling us about the Linden massacre. I'm going to Linden on Tuesday, where we will deal with the Linden martyrs, the 3 that were killed by the PPP. Do we call it the Linden massacre? We said they murdered 3 of our people. They murdered 3 young people. And we must not be short-sighted. We must not be lured into ethnic conflict. We should never be. The PPP wants this to break down into an ethnic conflict so that the supporters who are dissatisfied with them will go back home. We must be sensible. We must work towards a unified society, but we must not allow the propaganda to take hold. The People's Progressive Party is the most dangerous institution in this country. They will discriminate against you, and then they will go on as if they didn't. I see they're trying to find out what I told Secretary of State Blinken is we business. Tell them it's business. Tell them. If we thought they had a right to know, we would tell them. But since we didn't tell them, mind your own blasted business. Drink water and mind your own blasted business. Comrades, I want to say a special thank you. I want to say to you, we are on the threshold of great things. We are going to be the next government in Guyana. We understand that they are preparing to sell this hospital and build another hospital somewhere and give away the area. They pay no attention to us. It is all about them and them getting rich. We have to stop them in their tracks. And we know from the Vice News story that they're corrupt. I said to people, the only time I hear Jack Dew stammer is when the woman asks you about soup. He said soup, soup. And then he finally said it was his tenant. But suddenly say he can't find his tenant. The tenant gone. They are corrupt. They are incompetent. They are divisive. And we must continue to organize to ensure we beat the People's Progressive Party. We owe it to our children. We owe it to our grandchildren. We owe it to our great-grandchildren to not allow this country to stay in the hands of the People's Progressive Party. They mean no good for Guyana. We need a government that means good for Guyana. I want to say a special thank you. When I look around, I see faces of hope. I see faces that are reassured that we are going to beat the People's Progressive Party. Let us work together. Let us unite. And let us fight those who stand in the way of progress. And as I would normally conclude, having said thanks to you, I make one statement. All of us like Guyana. We all love Guyana. It's one of the places you feel at home. You're coming home with people from the US and you see when they meet at the airport, all the stress gone. In the days when David Granger run Guyana, the stress was left at the airport and they feel reinvigorated and rejuvenated when they meet Guyana. Not so now. They have brought back to this country high levels of lawlessness. They have brought back to this country depression. Under us, we increased the wages of the Guyanese workers 70% plus so that they can live a good life. This government has no interest in the people of Guyana. We must work together, build Guyana. And we must establish that we want Guyana to grow. And if Guyana is to grow, the PPP must. If Guyana is to grow, the PPP.
It's Flurry, you know. I've been Barbies engaged. I want my man bringing this one to you live. You believe me now that is the next president of the Republic of Guyana? Let me tell you to Mr. Nelson. If you remember nothing else that you said tonight, I want you to remember.
So, this is Attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.